Greetings to my team of 144, all Starseeds, Lightworkers, and Wayshowers. It is 562019. It was a most beautiful, auspicious day today, with the Divine Feminine, with Gaia, with the spirits, and with the energies. There were several times throughout the day where I felt like I was floating upon Earth. These energies were lifting, the feminine was embracing. It was the most beautiful day out in nature. The sun was shining brightly upon all beings. The divine light was emanating deeply into this realm. I got to spend time with the divine messengers, the winged nation. Many beautiful creatures came to me. Many gifts from Gaia. She brought me a amazing dragonfly, the first of the year, the first of the season, emerald green. My nephew, my sister's son, that passed several years ago, James, comes to my sister and I as a dragonfly. His spirit, his energy comes to us. The dragonfly was circling me and then hovering in front of me, and it was huge, and it couldn't have been born more than a day or two, or that day, because it was one of the first really warm days of the year. Also, from the winged nation, an amazing messenger, the Pileated Woodpecker, also came to me. I followed it through the woods for about a half hour. The Pileated Woodpecker has the most amazing song, if you look him up. And it's also who the character Woody Woodpecker was modeled after, you know, with the big red crown. And they soar through the woods. They're totally silent. Some people call them ghosts of the forest. You'll see the white and the feathers. They're like a dark color on the wings, and then there's like white patches, stripes, that as they soar through the woods, and they're very fast and very graceful, you don't hear them at all. It's like a silent flyer. And their call is very haunting and deep and loud. You could hear it through the woods. It's unmistakable. And then later in the day, I went to another nature preserve to do some photography and be amongst the migrating nations. And a Sandhill Crane was there. And there were several of us photographing him or her. It might have been a female, I'm not sure. But they have the red around the eyes and like a gold yellow eye, and I was within maybe a foot of her, and I got some amazing photos, which when I get the free time, which hopefully will be soon, I'll edit those images and put them in some of my videos. But as we were sitting there photographing her, she was posing for us. She walked right up to me and started pecking at the lens on my camera. And we were all laughing, because then I picked a piece of grass and she started pecking at that. But it was an amazing creature. The clouds were amazing. There were many ships surrounding us. One looked like a whale. And then a most beautiful sunset. So it was a beautiful, amazing day. Let us know in the comments below what you may have experienced. But it's definitely time to get out to nature. The Divine Feminine daily in this month is rising, rising. Rise up, rise up. We are here living in our hearts, grounding deep into the earth, and lifting our spirits higher and higher with Gaia, with the whole universe. Now, one of the Dharma talks I was listening to with a Zen master talking about the dragon energies, And the concept in the East, see, the East and the West had different versions of the dragon energy. The East, the rising sun; the West, the setting sun. And the East, they're, say, China, Japan, the Southeast, Tibet, even India. The dragons were benevolent. They were helpers of humanity. They were teachers and protectors. The West twisted that story a lot, many times. There were some stories. And you see concepts such as like the dragon guarding the treasure, and the hero had to slay the dragon to get the treasure. Or you see, I think it was like in the Western, the Christian type, I think it was Saint Michael slaying the dragon, and you have, you know, the knights fighting, and the dragons were captured the queen or the damsel in distress, and the knight had to kill the dragon to save the woman. So it was an upside down story of the truth. But as in the setting sun, it's, you know, the negative polarity. And if you remember, the Native Americans were more in alignment with the Eastern culture. Like if you look at the synchronicities between Native American and the Asian philosophies, they're very synchronistic, because those teachings, you know, they believe that the Asian culture, the natives were, their ancestors came down through the Bering Strait, through North America, you know, through Alaska. I was looking the other day, a friend of mine was telling me they're talking about building a bridge from Alaska to Russia that you could drive to Russia. The concept was, you know, you'd be able to drive a car from Florida all the way to the UK. You know, it would take a long time, but it's an interesting concept to think of. And we looked up on the map, and it's only about 50 to 100 miles from Alaska to Russia. You know, if you really think about it, it's like pretty amazing how close we are, how connected everything really is. So these energies coming in are all about connection. We're connecting to source, we're connecting to love, we're connecting to truth. So the Zen master in his Dharma talk, and Dharma has been translated as truth, you know, the masters would do these talks speaking directly from the heart, speaking directly from source, to transmit truth and the divine energies to this realm, to consciousness, to humanity. And he was speaking of this Zen koan or story about the master holding up a staff and saying, the staff turns into a dragon and swallows the whole universe. Where are the rivers and the streams and the mountains? So the concept is the initiate, or the layman, is the staff, this dried up piece of wood that is carrying you through this world. That the staff, you know, this human vessel, this avatar, this limited being can transform into a dragon. And the dragon concept also symbolizes the vital life force of the universe, the divine energy of the universe. And they say, the teacher will say, when you sit in meditation and you sit as still as a mountain, your body is totally still, your mind becomes totally still, your spirit is totally still, then you become the dragon. The life force of the whole universe flows through you, and you become the universe, or you merge. You know, you transform, you merge. That's what the ascension is all about, as we're traveling through this divine feminine energy of stillness, of silence, of the void. We become that mountain. We become the dragon. We become the truth. We transform this avatar to manifest the whole universe through the still point, the 0 point. We merge with that 0 point, and that 0 point energy transmit infinite energy out into this realm. And that's what this transformation, that's what the golden age, the new earth is all about, is tapping into that source. That's where sorcery came from. You're tapping into that still point, that 0 point, and then you can manifest whatever it is your heart desires. And we transform and uplift all of humanity with the love that comes flowing infinitely through that 0 point at the center of your awareness, the center of your consciousness, and the center of your being. So the kingdom of heaven is within, and we transmit that without, uplifting all beings and connecting to all things. So today I'm going to read this transmission from Suzanne Lee. What is Planetary Ascension? From the Arcturians. Dear ones, we the Arcturians would like to pass on a message to the ones who are still wearing a human disguise. We remind you to remember that you are higher dimensional beings who have volunteered to take a third-dimensional Earth vessel so that you can better assist Gaia as she moves into and through her process of planetary ascension. We are aware that within your now, few humans are aware that they are indeed a galactic being who volunteered to take a third-dimensional Earth vessel to better assist Gaia with her planetary ascension. What is planetary ascension, you may ask? Planetary ascension is much like a human ascension. It is on a much larger scale. A planetary ascension can only begin to occur when over 51% of humans begin their return to self. We Arcturians wish to ask a few questions that we often receive from our Earth ones. These questions are: what is planetary ascension? What is personal ascension? And how can one experience ascension? The answer to question 1, what is planetary ascension? Planetary ascension is much like human ascension, but it is on a much larger scale. A planetary ascension can only begin to occur when over 51% of the humans begin their personal ascension to return to their fifth dimensional self. And why does 51% of humans begin their personal ascension? The answer to this question is that humans are primarily the beings they create, the fear, the anger, selfishness, and destruction of Gaia's body, which makes it increasingly more difficult to Gaia to even begin her ascension, much less move through her process of ascension. There are many, many humans who love Gaia, care for Gaia, and are excellent keepers of their planet Earth. However, there are not yet 51% of the humans who are excellent keepers. Also, 49% of humans who do not assist Gaia are creating great damage to Gaia's planetary self. We hear you saying, "Oh, that cannot be true. We know many people who love Gaia and care for her all the time." We totally agree with that statement. However, the Dark Ones who not only do not care for Gaia and in fact cause her great damage on a daily basis, but are also unknown and do their harm in secret. We will speak now more about ascension. Ascension is the process in which a person, place, situation, or planet takes a cosmic leap into the operating system of the fifth dimension. Please remember that between the third dimensional Earth and the fifth dimensional Earth are those wearing a third dimensional vessel can only remember from their galactic memories of before they took a third dimensional vessel, or often from their deepest meditation or nightly dreams of being fifth dimensional. Humans do have multidimensional consciousness in which they could remember their higher dimensional realities on other planets and or starships, as well as fifth dimensional Gaia, but it is often put into the category of just your imagination. Therefore, we will insert here that your imagination is that which connects you with your higher dimensional thinking, feeling, and memories. These memories of your life on your fifth dimensional home world or your fifth dimensional starship are of too high of a frequency for you to maintain in your conscious awareness for more than a few short moments. However, if you use your imagination to pretend that you remember your fifth dimensional self, and can allow yourself to believe that what you are pretending is actually real, you will be able to allow these dreams and imaginations to expand into your physical reality. However, you can only imagine that which your brain can maintain long enough for you to remember that what you are imagining is actually that which you are remembering. But the next issue is, who could you share this information with? Of course, most people would think you are crazy. However, most of the humans who were able to perceive the higher frequencies learned quickly to not tell anyone because it was unsafe. Gratefully, humans are no longer burned at the stake for remembering the truth. However, those that can remember the truth of higher worlds can also remember the truth of their past lives when they were burned at the stake, tortured to death, or had to run for their lives and hide out in places far away from those who feared the truth so much that they would kill to stop it from being known. Unfortunately, there are still humans that are dark ones wearing a human body that still wish to have power over others. The reason for this need for power over others is because they have not yet discovered the power within themselves. Who have not discovered that? Because another or several other humans have used their power over others against them so that they broke that person's spirit. Question number 3, how can one experience ascension? Ascension is the process in which a person, place, situation, and or planet takes a cosmic leap into the operating system of the next frequency of reality. Initially, the group of persons, places, animals, water, earth, air, fire decide that they are ready to transmute into the next frequency of reality. But can one tell what the next frequency is and how to take that cosmic leap? And or how can one tell that they are in the next frequency of reality? The answer is that you first feel the shift in your heart and mind. You will also be able to tell by the animals, plants, fish, etc., that all have what we would perceive as a heart filled with love and a mind which is higher dimensional operating system. All beings, even the smallest life forms, have some form of connection to the one of the whole, which is Gaia's planetary operating system. This operating system influences every person, place, situation, and or thing. The planetary operating system is designed to keep the elements and the elementals in alignment with the divine plan for Earth. However, a human can and have ignored and or worked against that operating system. However, humans are the only beings on Earth that have done so. Only the humans have separated themselves so far from their planet that they do not realize or care that the damage that is done to the planet is done to all beings on the planet. The planetary operating system resonates to the higher dimensions of Earth, much like an overseer or guardian. Only humans can operate outside of that planetary operating system, and they have done so more times than one could count. The planetary operating system is designed to keep the Gaia in alignment with each being. Reason for embodiment. This operating system is what allows all life on Earth to grow, expand, and eventually transmute into the higher frequencies of reality. This operating system is designed to keep the beings of each planet, in this case the planet Earth, to align with the same reason for embodiment. This reason for embodiment is what allows and activates all life on Gaia, and including Gaia, to feel the urge to grow, expand, and even transmute into a higher expression of being. In this manner, that which has been born or taken an earthly form can align itself, whether that self is a small bird or a huge eagle, with a sense of unity that Gaia has been sharing with all her beings. In this manner, bees, birds, ants, fish, clouds, mountains, forests, and all the life forms on Earth have their personal brand of unity consciousness. The only beings that do not have that unity consciousness are some of the humans. Many humans are able to participate in the wonder and joy of Gaia's unity consciousness. However, the humans who do not have the sense of unity consciousness are often those that make less ambition to own that which is around them, and those that follow the ancient ways of tribal unity and deep caring for Gaia's earth, air, fire, and water, including the fire spirit deep in the core of earth. Interestingly, those who appear to have the most stuff often have the least awakened consciousness. This is because one's consciousness does not arise from what one has, but from what one had given to others and to Gaia. Love is the key to higher consciousness because love is about sharing, listening, as well, and speaking from the heart. In fact, love is much like a marriage in that love takes the vow of, I will always love you. Of course, many humans cannot keep that vow, but the mountains always love the sky and the rivers and the rain. In other words, love, true love, only know trust. But what is love? The humans asked. They do not have the answer until their love can sway like a tree in the wind, expand like a lake, absorbs the falling rain, and stays together like the birds in a flock. The animal kingdom loves Gaia exactly as she is. They do not need the water to create a fake waterfall, or the pool to have chemicals, or people to wear fence clothes, or drive fast, fancy cars to show off that they have money. Most of all, animals do not have a need to own, change, or improve parts of Gaia for the better. Gaia does not think in terms of better or worse. Gaia is, and she allows all life to be what it is. And that is not just what it is now or what it was in the past. In fact, nature does not know the terms past or future, before or later. Gaia knows now. Have you ever asked yourself, who am I now? What am I doing now? Where am I going now? When will I get there? Our galactic and planetary answer is that you have always been someone, sometime, someplace, and somewhere, somehow. In fact, within the one of the time, the place, the when, and the how, you will begin to merge into the now of all the other times and places that embrace the now, whenever you need it. It is in this manner that you can be here in the now of the one. So thank you all for joining me here today. Thank you for your connections, for your love, your support. Thank you all for everyone that is joining our team, our CBD team. This will help fund the research and development and the building of the Healing Retreat Center in Ecuador. You can find out more about that on primedisclosure.com. There's a link for Tao de Ecuador and the CBD business. So leave in the comments below what you're experiencing in these auspicious times, in these times of the Divine Feminine. The energies are coming in very strongly now. The Divine Feminine is rising up. The Divine Masculine is merging with the Divine Feminine in this most sacred dance. So I thank each and every one of you that is joining us in this ascension process, in the uplifting of all of humanity. Thank you for living from your heart and shining your divine light brightly into the night, into this realm, transmitting life, love, and truth to all beings. So have a beautiful and blessed day, beloved beings of light. I love you all.